Hello everyone, welcome to this orientation of sociology as an optional for UPSC examination. Before that, I would like to introduce myself Akshara Damle, who is going to facilitate this optional subject in India for IAS. I am the founder of Mano Samvad. I am a consultant psychologist. I am also a TEDx speaker, NLP practitioner, and many other things. I have also coached, trained IAS, IPS, IRS, and many other officers as well as celebrities across the country. Let us get into the idea or understanding of sociology as an optional. Learning sociology is all about learning your life as a part of society. This is something very, very interesting and makes this subject very unique because sociology is such a subject which you do not learn only through the books, but you learn through your life and you learn through the observation of your existence in the society. Let us understand the syllabus in detail before we get into what are the nuances a student should have to become a student of sociology. As you all know, every optional subject has two parts. First part has, or the first paper has fundamentals of sociology, which is talking about the Western sociology and how sociology has evolved as a discipline and so on, which we will be seeing in detail about what is the subject matter or what is the syllabus in this paper one in the next slide. And the second paper is mostly talking about Indian society and how Indian society is structured and how things are changing in Indian society. So this is something that is very interesting, that we are understanding the Western sociology as well as Indian sociology and many other associated areas in the Indian society, which is very, very helpful for a UPSC aspirant, not just to clear this exam, but also become very, very successful in their career as a bureaucrat. Because unless you understand the nuances of Indian society, unless you understand the pulse of the people, you will not be able to become a good administrator in your career. So that is why sociology as an optional is very, very useful and helpful for all of us Now let us understand paper one. What is there in paper one? Paper one, as I said, is talking about the Western sociology. Let us all understand first what sociology is. So that is where the first chapter comes in, which is talking about sociology, the discipline, where we are going to learn, or we will be learning, sociology as a discipline and how it evolved over a period of time. What were the contributing factors like industrial revolution, French revolution, or intellectual revolution, and so on. So that is where we are setting a context for sociology as a discipline. After that, we will be studying sociology as a science. In the evolution or during the process of evolution of sociology, what happened is many other scholars started questioning the integrity or the importance of sociology as a discipline. That is where it was important for many sociologists to explain sociology as a science. That is where a lot of positivists who made an effort to prove sociology as a scientific discipline. The third chapter we are going to deal is all about research methodology. Research is an important and intricate part of sociology as a discipline, which is very, very essential for us to understand sociology in a scientific and in a systematic way. That is where research methodology comes into picture, where we will be understanding different methods of sampling, varieties of data collection, and many other things, and something very similar in many other humanities subjects. So this is not something very unique here, but very easy to study because it has a lot of commonality with other humanity disciplines. The fourth chapter is the very, very important and core of sociology because it is talking about the thinkers of sociology. In this chapter, you will be studying about Karl Marx, Emile Durkheim, Max Weber, Robert K. Merton, and Talcott Parsons, and G.H. Mead. These are the couple of thinkers that we will be studying, and how sociology evolved through these theories is something that we will be able to understand. And once you have mastered over this chapter, you will be able to address a lot of other chapters with ease, because this is the core and essence of sociology. And then comes stratification and mobility. This is another important chapter because to understand society, you need to understand how society is structured, how society is operating, or how society is functioning. For this, you need to understand the stratification that exists in the society in the form of class, caste, gender, race, ethnicity, and so on. So we will be studying about the theories of stratification and what are the methodologies or what are the different modalities of social mobility and so on. And then comes work and economic life, which is relatively very easy chapter for us because we see everything in our society as well, that how, what is the importance of labor, what is the sociology of labor, and so on is something that we'll be studying here. Politics and society. Every society has politics as an integral part of it. Then how can we not consider politics influencing society and society influencing politics? This is where the beauty of this chapter comes in, where we will be studying about the importance of citizenship, nationality, state, power, authority, and so on. Then comes religion and society. Generally, many people, at least the new generation, is kind of out of this consciousness about religion. They are open-minded. They want to understand people and they want to build connections through the individual, not based on their caste, creed, or religion, and so on. However, religion is also an integral part of this society and it has a role to play in society. So that is where this chapter comes into picture. And then another important chapter in this syllabus, that is system of kinship. Who is your brother? Who is your sister? Who is your father? Who is your mother? And who is your uncle? What do you mean by maternal uncle? What do you mean by paternal uncle? What do you mean by lineage and descent? So these are the other understandings that we will be getting, because this is very, very important for us to understand the society, because how do we relate with another person is a way we connect with that person. So that is where the system of kinship comes in, and the chapter number 10 talks about social change. You might have observed that society has been evolving over a period of time, and there are a lot of changes that have been coming in the society. So we will be understanding what are the factors or agents of social change, be it education, be it science and technology, or many other things. So we will be understanding how can we bring change in our society. It is not just about accepting the society as it is. It is also important for us to bring a change wherever there are issues or wherever there are problems. That is where this chapter gives us a lot of insights about how we can bring a change and what are the modalities of bringing a change in our society. So then we will be moving on to the paper 2. As I said earlier, paper 2 is mostly about the Indian society. While we understood that sociology is a Western discipline, how scholars of India have Indianized it is something that we will be understanding in this paper, where we will be understanding the perspectives on the study of Indian society and then impact of colonial rule, how all these, whether it is French, British, Portuguese, all these colonies, how they have impacted Indian society, Indian mindset is something that we will be studying here. Then comes rural and agrarian class structure. And then another important chapter in the syllabus is the caste system. This is very, very unique in Indian society. Across the world, you do not find this kind of a closed stratification system which is ascribed to you when upon your birth. So this is something very interesting, and a lot of theorists, a lot of thinkers have studied how caste system has evolved and how it has deeply rooted in our society. These are some of the things that we will be studying. And then we have tribal communities, social classes, system of kinship, religion. Here again you can see there is a lot of overlap with paper 1. That is what makes sociology a very interesting optional, because paper 1 and paper 2 are overlapping with one another, so it is easy for us to study these concepts. Then rural and agrarian transformation, as we studied in the chapter number 10 of paper 1, social change is something that we are always focusing about. That is where we will be looking at rural and agrarian transformation, industrialization, urbanization. As students of UPSC, you should know all these intricacies, because if you want to develop an industrial zone, what are the things that you need to take care? If you are growing an urban area, what are the things that you need to take care? That is how we will be understanding from a sociological perspective, because economic perspective is something else that we will be studying elsewhere. But it is also important for us to understand the pulse of the people in doing any developmental activity. That is where we will also have other chapters, especially the challenge of social transformation, which comes towards the end, which is also talking about development and dependency, how social development or economic development is also influencing the society, and how it brings a change in the economic as well as social behavior of the people. So these are some of the things that we will be studying in paper 2. Why one has to choose sociology as an optional? This is something that many people ask me, that why should we choose sociology as an optional? So let me give you some pointers so that you can understand why you should choose this subject. First and foremost, sociology is one of the easiest subjects that you can learn, because you just don't have to read too many books. You can observe your society and also integrate that with your learnings. Secondly, sociology as a subject is also included very in a subtle way in paper 1 of GS, especially in the mains, where you will be understanding Indian society and other intricacies. So that is where sociology as an optional is very, very helpful. The third thing is, when you're writing paper 4, ethics paper, ethics is not just about the ethical issues, but also you need to understand social issues, because unless you understand the society, you will not be able to apply your ethical knowledge into the society. So that is where sociology as an optional is very, very helpful for paper number 4. And most importantly, every essay paper will have one or other social related or social subject. It can be about women, it can be about disability, it can be about tribal people, or it can be about something which is related to society, where the knowledge of sociology is very, very helpful to create an edge against people from other background. So that is where sociology as an optional is very, very helpful for us to score better marks, not just in our optional subject, but also in our GS examination as well. Now, the nuances or the important features of UPSC aspirant that I'm looking at when you're studying sociology as an optional. Every sociology student has to be a very good analytical thinker. You should have great analytical skills, so that you will be able to analyze everything that is happening in the society through your sociological intellectual abilities. The second thing that I want all the students to have is correlation. Society is an integrated, or it is a very complex structure. It is not that one thing, or there is nothing like one thing is leading to another. There are multiple things influencing another thing. So that is where the correlation part is very, very important in sociology, where you need to understand how things are interconnected. The third thing that you always have to have is very keen observation. Apart from reading the books, you have to observe what is happening in your society, what is happening in your family, what is happening around you, so that you will be able to take examples from your own life, which you can mention in sociology optional paper, which will definitely fetch you better marks, because there will be a lot of originality in your answers. Then comes conceptual clarity. This is another important thing that you have to have, because every concept has its own uniqueness in its understanding. So unless you are having this clarity in your concepts, it will be difficult to apply your knowledge into the real time experiences. That is where I always recommend a clear conceptual understanding is very, very important for every UPSC aspirant. If you have all this, along with the dedication and discipline and determination, you will be able to succeed in your UPSC journey with sociology as an optional. With that note, I thank you all and wish you all success in your career and also in your life. Thank you so much.